Hi, Techweek listeners. Welcome to the season 2, episode 4. My name is Cameron. Welcome to the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Today's topic will be about how the arms race of technology and the motivation for relentless growth is harming our prospects of enjoying it. And we'll talk about further about the game theoretical settings, why it's similar to previous examples of technological developments, and what history teaches about us. So let's introduce the problem first, and let's start with the describing why we selected this topic today and what we are seeing today. The reason why we selected this topic is because of the recent news about bigger companies, Magnificent Seven companies, investing heavily in data centers, investing heavily in AI technologies and different hot industries. And why we are seeing today's technical competition as an arms race, we'll explain that as well, and why this dynamic is harmful as well for us, for societies, and how do we define failure as well. So, as we said, we recently we have seen many companies are touting different benefits of their investments, their technologies, and the push and the motivation of announcing something impressive is there still, and companies are relentlessly being pressured by shareholders to bring up some value to their customers and reaching as many customers as they can in the shortest time span. So this is very harmful thing in our opinion, because we have seen the examples before in biotech, for example, in biotechnology industry, and in the past we've seen similar patterns in military innovation as well. So it is, of course, the benefits of the technology is there, but we shouldn't ignore the pattern. First, in terms of the definition of failure, what defines failure is, as Tech Week we defined as, if we don't get as much benefits, or as many benefits as companies or the industry is advertising today, then that's one of the failure scenarios. So for us, if we, as a customers of these products, if we don't get enough benefits to our daily lives, or to our productivity, or to our financial health, or to our physical and mental health, if we don't get these benefits as a population, as a societies, then this is, of course, one of the failure scenarios. Or the quality of the content that we consume. For example, in the example of internet breakdowns, or there's a new term, enshittification. So the algorithms are constantly putting out different fake contents or low quality contents in the internet, in the air. So, and at the end of the day, we end up consuming less and less quality content. So, or content that are not created by humans. Fake content is another failure scenario for us, which is unfortunately already happening. And human-made content is getting less and less attention. And for example, bots have much more broader functionalities now. Different social media APIs, different social media functionalities allow fake accounts to be set up, because in this way you can automate many things. So because they have um, so much benefits, but they have other use as well. So people use them in negative way as well. So these two we define as failure scenarios, and then we will talk about the potential solutions and mitigations, of course. But first, we set out these scenarios. Historical context, if we get into the examples of technological arms races and why it is hurting the benefits, potential benefits that might be enjoyed in the future, is because of the history of innovation. So we know that from the examples of arms races like in AI, of course, it's very new, but we have seen in biotech as well. We have seen, of course, the development of atomic bomb. So we have different scenarios. We have different examples from the history that we can take from. But let's talk about the CRISPR technology in terms of biotech. Because of the benefits that it might bring, the companies and countries are rushing to find the competitive edge in terms of um, uh, announcing like something impressive, or finding a solution to the disease that they might experiencing, or announce just being ahead of other countries. These are the strongest motivations that companies and countries have at the moment. And this CRISPR technology, of course, was heavily invested in the US and China, and European Union countries were heavily invested in those technologies. And in the end, in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, China announced that they have basically twin babies were born with CRISPR genetic editing in their gene, making them immune to HIV. So, but this caused a global outrage. The reason is because there is like still ethical considerations about should we use this technology, CRISPR technology, genetic editing technology, on human beings, or should we we are solving the disease that their genetics have in them. Still, there's some ethical considerations, because if you open that door of editing a human gene, then it will lead to another unintended consequences. It might lead to another unintended consequences. So there is this kind of pattern. There is this kind of um, uh, future of this competition. There's always someone wants to make a breakthrough, wants to announce, and wants to get ahead of other competitors. So we shouldn't ignore that. And so we know that because of the game theory. And if competitors want to get ahead of each other in this setting, if they are relentlessly competing with each other, then in this scenario, the whole environment might be worse off at the end. And we have an example which is called tragedy of commons, where when there is a free commodity in the open, and when other competitors want to enjoy, want to consume this free resource, and then at the end they might get less of it if they don't share it properly. So this is a very simple example. We know that in technological competition, the result might be more, probably definitely will be more complex. But the game theory explains us that why current patterns of competition, current patterns of behavior of companies and their motivations and their incentives is harming themselves. And we will explain further why they're harming themselves. Um, so basically, every company are using and training different AI systems and different AI tools, and they have to use the data scraped from internet, or from papers, or from videos, everything. The data that was created and was published and publicly available. Let's say available data. And as they consume more and more data, as they use more and more data, they become dependent on fresh, human made, uh, original data source. And if they fail to find those, they might get feedback. They might get into feedback loop where They use their own data, the AI created data, and because it's not original, then it might create a process where quality of the result uh, decline further and further in the future. Because imagine that currently we have human-made photos or videos that were taken by humans, and if AI is using them to create the model, like Sora, for example, recently announced by ChatGPT, or other big companies, tech companies, then internet will be flooded with those videos. And in the future, if they want to release another version of that, then they have to use those AI created videos in order to feed their engines. So um, it might create a situation where it's like a telephone game, and with each iteration, the quality is getting lower and lower, where customers might lose an interest in those products. So this is very big trouble for them because, as we explained, and the entrance of the episode, that they have a competition to grab as much market share as possible, or get to more customer use, or uh, basically as many customers, paid customers, as earliest as possible. So this is just like a game where they want to reach that level, and because of that, because of this incentives to push forward without considering the legality of their actions, or consideration of the quality of their actions, or long-term or short-term considerations, whether this decision might lead to short-term gain but long-term loss, there's no time for those considerations, unfortunately, in this scenario specifically, when there's this techno competition as an arms race. And not only the companies in one country. For example, in US, it's we have like Microsoft, Google, OpenAI, etc., etc. Though these bigger companies, IBM, but we have to take consideration of another countries as well. In this case, not only different companies are racing, but if, let's say, imagine in the best optimal scenario, though those companies are agreeing to cooperate with each other, then what we do in the case of other countries not cooperating with each other, then we see again the same dynamic, same competition, and same game theory scenario. So this is very precarious moment, because every large company now, every large AI company or tech company, or one of those magnificent seven companies, now positions itself themselves as a revolutionary company, driving one of the most important juncture in history, be it electrification, and be it creating super intelligence or whatever. So this is a very critical juncture, because they claim that they don't have time to consider, or they have enough consideration to make it safest as possible, but still those risks are there. And if we just jump in ahead, and if we are pressurized to release something more exciting, something more useful at every iteration, then this might lead to the risks being realized. So, if we return to historical context example that we gave before, this CRISPR technology was the result of that relentless competition between countries and between companies, because every country wants to be innovator, wants to be leader in the world in terms of the biotechnology, in terms of the medicine. They want to provide their citizens with better healthcare. So this first, the motivation is positive, but the result might be less positive. So there's also always this kind of dynamics, and we are obliged to learn from those lessons, learn from those examples, and take the correct lessons towards the future. So, as a Tech Week, we believe in healthy technology and healthy future of the technology. So, for that reason, it's very important for us to take note and focus on these examples. So, what might be the potential solutions? We talked about these problems and these issues, these risks a lot in this channel, in this episodes, but we tend to talk about potential solutions and mitigations, maybe less than ideal, maybe less than we should have. So, first one, definitely more robust, more comprehensive regulations. We need to regulate these companies. We need to focus on their research, what kind of data they're training, and what are the risks, what are the scenarios that might lead to catastrophic results, what are the society-wise risks, what are the company-wise risks, etc. So comprehensive, robust regulations without impeding the innovation process, without harming the innovation process. Innovation is very important, but at the same time, this might be balanced at the end. So, in order to mitigate its harms, first, robust regulations, increasing competition, definitely. Second one, in this domain, the competition is key. Without competition, without healthy competition, of course, the monopolies might create themselves in the marketplace. So in that regard, the regulations and companies, regulators and countries must open up the industries, create a system where incentives are aligned. Incentives are aligned with the uh, health of the societies, health of the democracies, and correctly identifying the risks and mitigating them in time. So, in that regard, maybe also reducing the monopolies' power in the industry. For example, recently I believe there was a case where Google was trying to win the case, where USA and European Union are considering the breaking down the different services of Google, leading to increased competition in search engines and other services that was provided by Google. So that was a positive sign, in our opinion, because in that result, the companies that are incentivized to enter the arena will be more likely to compete with Google, more likely to bring up new solutions, new services that are cheaper, more affordable, more accessible for users. So definitely, competition is one of the key topic. And also, of course, one of the most important that we should discuss is creating a system where paying original content creators for data use, even with the purpose of, especially with the purpose of training AI system. And this should be new normal. Like we have to create a system where the data creators, content creators, or music creators, they have to be paid. They have to be rewarded for the data use, because their data are being inadvertently used by these tech companies, because there is a legal loophole or there's some other loopholes that they utilize that and misuse those data. So because of that, now newer content creators are less motivated to create anything, literally any video, any music, or any content. So for that reason, we have to balance it out. We have to balance the real human made content with AI made content, and those has to be siloed. Those have to be siloed, so that each have their own use case. Whether if let's say using the AI trained engine in healthcare is not deemed as safe, then it shouldn't be used. Or in case of entertainment, if it's useful in entertainment industry, then it must be used. So we have to select correctly which industries are more better off with AI systems or these innovations, and which industries must be solely protected for human content creators. And more discussions with public, of course. This is very important as well. Of course, consultations with specialists when needed, and listening to people listening to people who wants to contribute, who wants to make this technology work in a healthy way. So discussing with community leaders and public representatives, lawmakers, will be extremely important in that regard, so that they kind of get these guardrails right, they get these regulations right, because the notion that these people don't understand these things, we do something important here, we don't have time to discuss with these things. These sentences are very toxic, in our opinion, especially in terms of the innovation. We, as a Tech Week, believe that when discussed with necessary stakeholders, the technology will be healthier, technology will be more accepted, widely accepted by society, and will be used further in the future in a positive, optimal way. So that's it, dear listeners. Thank you so much for tuning in today's episode. And thank you very much for commenting and joining to our sessions, listening in Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And do join in discussions. And don't forget to like our videos in YouTube as well. We are sharing all of our episodes in YouTube every Sunday when we release these episodes. So that's it. Thank you very much, and stay healthy with technology and stay with Tech Week.